Let's make some noise. Come on.
Yes, indeed, Nick Foles. Let's make some noise. Everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the hour of power, the hour of positivity, the hour of pleasant thinking. You've landed back on the final word with MattyB here on the It's a Wrap Sports Network with your host, MattyB, on the call. See how I blend that show title in with, it just works with everything. It's Monday night. It's the calm before the storm. It's the reality of the running it back. It's all that tonight and more on the show. It's great to be back. We are now inching closer. The spring training season is now officially in the books. Phillies wrapped it all up today down there in Clearwater against the Tampa Bay Rays. And next stop will be Philadelphia in a date with the Texas Rangers on Thursday. And there's no stopping it now. There's no more time for posturing, no more time for talking about it, no more time for lamenting. I mean, I guess we can lament. You can lament as much as you want. But we got baseball coming, and there's nothing we could do about it. And here on this network, yesterday, we did a great little sort of appetizer to the baseball season in our Fight's Final preview show, where we kind of gave our predictions, our thoughts, our insights, our rationale towards what we think the 2026 Phillies will be. And tonight I'm going to expand that conversation because I want to make sure that everybody out there understands where I stand firmly on the Philadelphia Phillies in 2026. And that is why the show is called, Running It Back is a Reality, because I firmly believe this team is definitely running it back. Whether or not you like it or you don't like it, that's beside the point here. The reality is that's what they're doing. And we're going to get into what that could mean and a little bit more of a depth level than I did yesterday on the preview show. So that is our lead story. The other news in town is, of course, the surging Philadelphia Flyers. They are back at it again tomorrow night against the Columbus Blue Jackets as they are smelling an opportunity here for something they haven't done in over 5 years, and that is make the playoffs. And we're going to talk a little bit. Hopefully we get around to talking to them tonight. We just couldn't seem to get around to them yesterday. I'm going to try to get around talking about them tonight. But the Flyers and all the roster moves. It's a glorious time of the year in the hockey calendar, right? You got leagues from around the world wrapping up. Players that were drafted by these teams that have officially reached that point in their amateur careers or their lower level careers where teams are now saying, it's time, young man, time to come over to the big team. A lot of ELCs get handed out at this point of the season. There's a big name floating out there for the Flyers. Porter Martone, does he sign his ELC once Michigan State finishes up their final Frozen Four tournament romp through a potential national championship? Alex Chernick, the much coveted European prospect of the Flyers, played out there in, I think, Sweden over the last 3 or 4 years. A former 4th-round pick signed his ELC today with the Flyers, so he'll be heading to, I imagine, Lehigh Valley just to finish out his season. So he's now officially entering the pro stage of his career. Is Porter Martone earmarked for Philadelphia at some point in the next couple weeks? That's a big story, and that's a big story no one's really talking about. And I think it's huge for the Flyers, and I would love to see. I'd love to see it happen. I don't think Porter Martone should return for year 2 of college play. Hopefully they learn their lesson with Cutter Gauthier, and that's not necessarily what these players want to do. I get it. There's a symbiotic dance between player and team and all that, but I hope the Flyers learn a little valuable lesson with the Cutter Gauthier situation, and we just get Porter Martone under contract, get him here, get him some NHL experience, and then go forward with him from there. So that would be a story that we'll be keeping an eye on over the course of the next few days, as long as Michigan State can stay alive in the Frozen Four. They'll play on Thursday. They will. So is Penn State. They're also in the Frozen Four, as they will the much highly touted Gavin McKenna, who is the consensus #1 pick in this year's NHL draft. He's been wowing and doing his thing at Happy Valley all winter. We'll see how he does in the Frozen Four and where he might land at some point this summer. So hockey is on the table tonight, and if we get to the of the night segment, which we did not do last night, I will try to get to it tonight. We're going to get to it. We're going to introduce you to about 4 players who the Flyers have quietly acquired over the past couple weeks and added to their prospect pool, and we'll talk a little bit about them properly. We haven't given them the proper introduction yet, so I'll break into that. We'll talk about them. So we'll do 4 Flyer prospects tonight as we try to get caught up on the Flyers explosion when it came to prospects. So that's on the table. Eagles conversation is always there. If you guys want to continue to talk Eagles, I whatever. I'm down. They're not moving my needle anymore. I've put away my football shoes, right? But we'll talk. I'm averse to speaking about it. I don't know what exactly we're going to talk about other than draft prep, I guess. We could talk about draft. We could talk about some of the signings. What? Marcus Epps is back. Signed a 1-year deal today along with another DB. What was his name? Just saw it there. What's his name? JT Gray is also here. So if you want to get into the JT Gray talk, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll entertain it. Don't know how far we're going to get with it, but we'll do it. So the Eagles are on the table. But yes, the lead story tonight is of course your Philadelphia Phillies, and inching closer to the start of the season. Spring training is over, and they are now focused fully on what will happen on Thursday at the bank. The pitching matchups have been solidified for the series against the Texas Rangers. We talked about it last night. They had announced one of the opening game, but they hadn't announced the rest of the series. But we do know now the rest of the matchups for this. So it'll be Thursday. It'll be Christopher Sanchez against Nathan Eovaldi. On Saturday, Aaron Nola will pitch against Jacob deGrom. Interesting situation there. What the hell is deGrom not like the ace there? And then on Sunday, Jesus Luzardo will pitch against Mackenzie Gore. So I was right about the pitchers that the Rangers would employ. I was just completely wrong about it, the order of how they were going to deploy them. So those are matchups for the first weekend of MLB matchups and MLB action. Zach Wheeler, for those of you that are, want to head up to Allentown on Friday night, Zach Wheeler is going to get the start for the Iron Pigs. He's going in a rehab start against the Toledo Mudhens as the Iron Pigs will kick off their season on Friday. Get up there. I imagine it's going to be a madhouse. It's opening day, opening night, whatever. But now you throw Zach Wheeler into the mix. It'd be a festive environment up there at Coca-Cola Park on opening day. Head up to Allentown if you got some time to spare. It's very cheap. I think you can get tickets right now for like $12. You get up there and watch Zach Wheeler probably go 2 or 3 innings in this thing. It's a very fun way to spend a day in late March watching Zach Wheeler pitch in Allentown wearing Iron Pig stuff. So that's very interesting that you'll get an opportunity there to see him play. And that's a good sign. They're rehab starting him. Maybe he gets 2 of them, potentially 3. And then you see him at some point at the end of the month or the beginning part of May. So all signs are looking pretty damn good for Zach Wheeler too. So again, getting the rehab start for the Iron Pigs this Friday against the Mudhens. Joe Hale, what's going on, my man? How you doing tonight? Ricky Deal also checks in. Ricky, how are you? Phone lines will open here momentarily. Let me get through a little bit more of this stuff as you guys can chime in and do what you do on a nightly basis as well. So a lot on the table tonight, folks. The Phillies also, and we're going to get into this, and this is, I ain't going to lie to you, this is the real reason why I went with this sort of like topic tonight about the reality check that they are running it back. So Rob Thompson, and I'm not going to reveal it. You probably have already seen it, but Rob Thompson went with a lineup today that he later doubled down on and said, you know what, this probably will be what my opening day lineup is. And it's god awful. I mean, again, I'm harking back to the WBC USA Venezuela championship game when I'm staring at the Phillies offense and a stark shock of reality hit me in the face about, oh my God, I'm watching the Phillies offense. Well, when I saw this lineup and I saw him double down on the fact that he is potentially going to go out with this lineup to start the season, I damn near almost fell off my chair. It is the most ridiculous lineup I've ever seen assembled by somebody who claims to be a Major League Baseball manager in my life. And I can't make any sense of it. I don't understand why we're at this stage with this team. The amount of time these players have been here along with Rob Thompson together, but we cannot figure out a lineup. This man still has to tinker with a lineup on a night-to-night basis. I know a lot of you younger baseball fans might think of me as being crazy, that you got to stay, relevant. You got to stay fresh. You got to keep mixing things up. No, you don't. See, no, you don't. Lineups are, sort of sacred. Baseball players are the most creatures of habit professional athletes on the planet Earth. They must feel comfortable. They must feel like part of this is what makes sense to me, so I can kind of gear my life around it. And the tinkering of the lineup, and we really didn't talk about it much. I brought it up from time to time throughout the offseason. It was one of the more maddening things that this man did on a night-to-night basis. I started to keep the stat, but then I got frustrated with it, so I stopped keeping it. But I believe I kept it for 10 games. And the Phillies, no, it was more than 10 games. It was like 50 games. Yeah, it was like 50 games I kept track of this last year. Through like 50 games, the Phillies went with the same lineup back-to-back only twice through 50 games last year. So I forget when exactly. I wrote it down somewhere. I stopped tracking it after about 50 games. That to me is it's suicide. I mean, I'm going to tell you, I want to lay it out like that. It's terrible. It's terrible baseball managing. And when we go over this lineup, and I hope to Christ, this ain't what I hope he wasn't being like serious, for real serious, by saying that this lineup that he ran out there today against Tampa is what he will probably start the season off with. Because this has got to be the most malpractice baseball lineup. I could do a better job than this. And we're starting off on the wrong foot, Rob. Not that you were on firm ground to begin with, but Jesus Christ, man, right out the gate, we're going to do this. Right out the gate, you're going to send people like me over the friggin' edge with this despicable lineup that you're going to herd out there on opening day in front of, they're going to raise the banner. You're going to get your 2025 NL East Championship banner, and you're going to herd out this lineup. Absolutely unbelievable. So we're going to get into that lineup because I have a lot to say about it, and along with other things too. So hang in there with me. The Red Sox manager said that Ranger could be the fifth starter in the rotation because of coming off of the WBC. The Red Sox manager has said that the Ranger could be the fifth starter in the rotation because of coming off the WBC. I didn't really anticipate Ranger Suarez being penciled. Well, I mean, that's a pretty stacked lineup rotation-wise. I mean, that might be a good spot for Ranger. Kind of take the pressure off him a little bit, He doesn't have to overperform up there. Ranger's going to do well. If he can stay healthy, Ranger's going to do well. I did not yet. I was busy all day, Joe. I was up late last night. So I've been off all day, or not off. Like, I wish I was off all day. I was actually working today. So, no, I didn't get a chance, but I will tonight. Al, what's up, my man? So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into this. Let's do our day in Philadelphia sports history here on the program. But before I do that, let's remind everybody that this is your upcoming week schedule. I don't mean like week, W-E-A-K. I mean week, like W-E-E-K. Tonight you have me. Tomorrow the Gridiron Weekly Report returns along with me. And then I'll be doing a two for tomorrow. I also have a Flyer postgame duty. On Wednesday, you got the Pittsburgh Sports Desk along with me. And then Thursday, a big day here on the network. We're going to start it off with the rebroadcast of the 2026 Phillies preview show that we did. And that's going to lead you right into some Phillies Rangers. And then after that game, you come right on back here as we got you covered for the Titans final Phillies Rangers postgame experience. And then we'll wrap the night up with some Flyers Blackhawks clear the ice on, and there will be no final word on that day. Friday is the Philly Friday Frenzy. Saturday, we got the best of the week of the It's a Wrap Sports Network, Phillies Rangers postgame, Flyers Red Wings postgame. Sunday, we do it all over again with the Philly AM Sports Show. Me doing some Titans final, and Mike Laro handling the Flyers Stars postgame duties on Sunday. So a big week here on the network as we get ready to get it all rolling on the Phillies. Here it is yet again. your opening week or opening series Fighting's final lineup. Me and Big Al will have you Thursday. Mike Laro Saturday. I get you on my usually Sunday positioning, and then here's our Clear the Ice. I have you tomorrow night. Mike Laro has you Thursday. I'll be back Saturday, and Mike will be back on Sunday. So we're gonna get awfully close and familiar with each other over the next course of the next few weeks. I have a feeling, but that's okay. That's all good. So let's get going with your day in Philadelphia sports history. On this day in 1979, the Sixers defeated the New Jersey Nets 137-133 in double overtime. But on double overtime on November 8th, 1978. Okay? There's a reason why I said it like that, because the Sixers defeated the Nets 137-133 in double overtime on November 8th, 1978. This is the day in Philadelphia sports history for 1979. Okay? Just hang in there with me. But the team, and the reason why it is like this is because the teams had a do-over from that game in November. So this was a continuation or a replay of the game that occurred on November 8th, 1978. And the reason is that I believe it was the Nets protested the loss because of too many technical foul free throws being awarded to the Sixers. It was 4 of them. New Jersey was given the makeup game versus Philadelphia from the point of the first illegal technical foul shot, with 5:58 remaining in the third quarter. If that wasn't peculiar enough, that actually they would protest something like that and win. But during the lengthy layover between the two games, the Nets and Sixers had completed a trade, with Eric Money and Al Skinner going to Philadelphia and Harvey Catchings and Ralph Simpson, not Sampson, ending up in New Jersey. After the redo game, the box score featured Money's 23 points for the Nets and 4 points for the Sixers in the same game. And the Sixers, once again, were victorious, though, 123-117. So in a very hairy, funky situation that occurred in a do-over game because of a protest filed by the New Jersey Nets for too many technical foul free throws. Odd. We had a player appearing in the box score for both teams. So there's your day in Philadelphia sports history. And that was brought to you again by the fine folks here at the network that provide you coverage of great shows like the Philly AM Sports Show featuring Big Al and Mike Laro every Sunday at 9 p.m. So make sure you're checking all that stuff out so we can have some fun with that. And anyway, I will have a lot to say about today's lineup against the Rays when I call. I'm sure you will, Papernick. Remember, I do have a life to lead. I can't be on this phone until 5 a.m. with you. Talking about the lineup, but let's get into that. So the title of the show is "The Reality Is They're Running It Back," and I want to be very clear about where I stand with that. Yesterday, I made it very well known that going into the offseason, my expectations for this team to blow it all up, start from scratch, was 0. I knew that wasn't going to happen, and like I said yesterday, it's not that I don't think they want. It's not because I don't think they wanted to. They just can't. They're too in-depth with some contracts, and you can't get out from underneath them. They made some long-term decisions for some players that up to this point have not panned out. Or I shouldn't really say that. They haven't done enough complimenting around these players, right? Let's be honest. Schwarber, Harper, Turner, let's use those 3 right there. Any team would want those 3 players. And those 3 players are a fantastic core group of players to build around. The problem with the Phillies was they've done a poor to less than poor job in building complement players around these guys. And that's why we're stuck in this satanic, sadistic cycle of seeing the same thing repeat year after year after year, but yet try to get ourselves excited every season by saying, oh, this will be different. Like yesterday on the show, I was very, very clear to say that I recognize the fact that they are running it back. Now, Homer and Homer that were with me, of course, they're not going to say that. They're going to say, no, I don't think they're running it back. Nah, this is all gone. No, we're okay. We've done enough change. And I don't, that's not exactly what they said, but there were sure some Homer-ass tendencies in how they were talking yesterday. I'm not buying into that, right? I understand what this is, but I also understand what my expectations were. My expectations were to infuse young talent into this baseball team because I thought that's the only other possible direction we could go right now is from within. The Crawfords, the Millers, the Painters, the Raconis Juniors, whoever else you want to insert there. You can insert Dante Nori if you want. But Keaton Anthony is another name that might be on people's lips here soon. Players like that need to start coming in because we can't go and keep going outside the organization to try to bring in players to help. Because one, I don't think we have the money anymore to do that. Or I should say Middleton doesn't have the ability to want to spend the money anymore to do that. And two, let's face it, everyone's clamoring for the Kyle Tuckers and the Cody Bellingers of the world, the Bo Bichette, which I would have been all okay with. But majority of people are clamoring for these power hitters. I don't need any more freaking power hitters. I need complement players. I need role players. I need players who can put the ball in play. And that's why I believe that even though I would have liked to have seen more youth, more infusion of younger players, I think Justin Crawford is going to provide a spark to that lineup of a different way, right? To change the DNA of this baseball team, because the DNA of this team as it stands right now is the same as it was last year. It's the same as it was the year before that. It's the same as it was. And that we've already seen it doesn't work. To consistently stick your face in the fan and say it's not going to hurt is ridiculous. So I want to be very clear with everybody out there that I do not feel that this team is all of a sudden going to turn this magical corner in 2026 and it's all going to fall into place. I don't. But what I do feel is that the addition of Crawford is a nice first step into getting us kind of in a different direction. And how far Crawford can take us. And if Aiden Miller at some point finds his way up here, if Raconis Jr. at some point finds his way up here, if Keaton Anthony at some point finds his way up here, that will continue that push to a different way, because the reality is you can't keep going outside the organization unless you're the Dodgers. It's the only team that can do that, apparently. But, the Phillies have made some less than stellar investments over the years, and they haven't necessarily panned out. But they're not bad investments. Those three players that I mentioned are fine to build around. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Kyle Schwarber effect. Been very vocal about this, too. I didn't want Schwarber back here. I thought moving on for Schwarber, one was a it sent three messages to the Philadelphia Phillies fans. One, we're not running it back because we're willing to let Kyle Schwarber leave, right? We're not running it back. Be hell or high watered, we're not doing that because we just let Schwarber walk away. Number two, it sent a message to the team that, you know what? The guy who just cracked 56 home runs, man, we ain't going to pay the money for him, right? So it sends a little bit of a message to the team. And number three, it sends a message to management that they're serious about trying to change things around. Now, I wanted Pete Alonso. I mean, it's the same type of hitter, right? But he comes with less baggage. Again, we're about to get into this friggin' lineup. It's going to make me sick. And this is, again, part of the problem with bringing Schwarber back. There would be no argument from Pete Alonso about where he's going to bat in the lineup. 4? Yeah, okay. Matter of fact, I think he'd probably fight against not batting 4th. There'd be no argument. Pete Alonso also provides you a little bit more of a defensive situation. He can play first base, and he's not a liability on first base. So he provides a defensive option there, and you don't have to clog up the DH. It's not just Schwarber or it's not just Alonso DH, and you can move people in and out. You can platoon the DH spot if you want. So I was on board with the Alonso situation, but when they went out and they signed Schwarber back, that was a signed, sealed, delivered move to me that they were in fact okay, and that their plan was to run this thing back. It was to me. And I don't know how you can take that sign as anything other than that. And I don't know the reason. I don't know how many more playoff series do we got to lose to understand, to get it through their heads that this is not working. I don't know. But fine. Okay, we got Schwarber back. Let's go a different way and let's infuse some of that young talent. Now, the Garcia thing, pump the brakes. All right, the guy had 3 hits in one game over the spring. over like 28 spring training games. He had 1 3-hit game in the spring. Relax, everybody. All right. I don't know what this Garcia guy is going to be like. I was not on board bringing him here. It's Max Kepler. It's Whit Merrifield. It's who's the other guy they brought here? David Dahl. It's all those guys, just the next guy up, right? That's all that is to me until proven otherwise. Maybe this one works. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But I'm not jumping ahead, doing handsprings for Garcia. No, much rather see Raconis out there, obviously. But I'm a realist, and they're not going to do that because they feel that they can win now. They're going to bring a legitimate major league player here to help them. I get all that. But the infusion of Crawford and Painter is a start for me. So it's got me excited about a different type of baseball team, a different type of team that I saw since 2022, because it's been wash and repeat ever since. Some numbers for you to chew on. The Phillies executed correctly, and what I mean by correctly, actually did the actual play. 6 sacrifice bunts over 162 games last year. 6! They bunted the ball 6 times successfully. And when I mean successfully, I don't mean they got on base. I mean they did a bunt 6 times without fouling it off. All right, 6. They executed successfully 12 sacrifice flies in 162 games. 12 sacrifice flies in 162 games where a run scored because of a sac fly. Amazing numbers there. That needs to change. The home run or bust mentality of this team doesn't work, and yet we constantly are going back into this every year after year after year and re-exploring it. The pitching has been average to above average. It's been keeping this team alive. It's been keeping them afloat, but the offense is going to have to figure it out. The offense is going to have to provide something to help this pitching staff out. The Phillies averaged less than 5 runs a game scored in 2025. But they also averaged less than about 4 runs, I should say, about 4 runs a game scored against them, which is amazing. That's a great number. But we got to find a way to play friggin' baseball. And, you know, it's funny as we've been kind of watching this stuff and we've been kind of looking at these things. And I go back to Valenzuela. I'll even look at Team Italian America from the WBC. What do we see that was common about both those two teams? One, they both beat Team USA, right? 2, how did they beat Team USA? What type of baseball did they implore to beat Team USA? Well, they took their own game, Team USA's power hitting game, and they used it against them with the pitching and they'll swing at anything mentality, right? And then they also scratched out runs. They played small ball. The game-winning run for Valenzuela was a small ball produced run. From the very beginning to the end, it was all about small ball. They got a walk, stolen base, scored on a double. That they produced that run. You know, we are seeing the pendulum starting to slide back. It's not sliding that far back, but it's starting to move away from the exit velo, away from the launch angle nonsense, away from what has poisoned this game for the last 25 years, and this obsessive fetish about hitting home runs. We're starting to see it start to swing back a little bit to the fundamentals of baseball hitting, right? The people, you know, like the Pete Roses of the world who is obviously turning around in his grave watching the way baseball is played today, is starting to see things go back the way it's supposed to be. And it's happening at the lower levels too. There's more of a attention to the fundamentals of hitting. We're getting away from the power hitters. We're getting into the more mechanically sound hitters. And you're starting to see that game from the power side wear itself out. And you're starting to see these young scrappy teams who kill you with the death from 1,000 paper cuts, beat these big David type Goliath teams, these big, you know, home run hitting machines. You're starting to see it. And the Phillies were actually the test subject for that over the past 4 years. So the Phillies need to change with the times. And I think Justin Crawford does provide you that start point. So I want to be very clear. I do think they're running it back. I do think that's a recipe for disaster. But I also think Justin Crawford, at least for the one player that he is, represents a philosophy change, represents a shift in the DNA. Not a DNA change, but it represents a potential shift that could lead to a change. So that's got me a little intrigued. Now, of course, I'm excited about the start of baseball. The opening day of baseball, MLB's opening day, is a national holiday around for me. It is the start of the best time of the year for me that runs all the way to January 1st. I love it. Absolutely love it. I refuse to work on opening day. I refuse to do anything but watch baseball. It's a national holiday. It should be a goddamn national holiday, but I guess one step at a time. And I cannot wait for it to be here on Thursday, or technically Wednesday night, when the Yankees play the Giants. So with that being said, I'm going to go over this lineup, and then I'm going to open up the phone lines, because I got to get this thing out. I got to get it out in the open, man, because this is just, I don't even know. I really don't know where to start. And if you guys want to chime in, and I hope you do. So today against the Rays, the Phillies went with Turner leading off, Schwarber batting second, Harper third, Bohm fourth, Stott fifth, Garcia sixth, March 7th, Real Muto eighth, and Justin Crawford ninth. They got two of them right. Or no, they got three of them right. Turner, Harper, and friggin' Crawford. This is malpractice, this lineup. And for a spring training game, okay, whatever. But then when Rob doubled down on saying that this could be what this opening day lineup is, if they run this lineup out on opening day, there should be an absolute revolt in the stands. Every hot dog, every beer, every whatever they're giving away on opening day, everything should be raining down on that field, because this is an embarrassment. An absolute embarrassment to the city of Philadelphia, an absolute embarrassment to the Philadelphia Philly organization, and an absolute embarrassment to our baseball IQs as a collective fan base. You're never going to... What the hell is Schwarber doing batting second? Okay, stop messing around with it, man. Lead him off, all right? I'd rather see you do that than bat him second. What do you... Real Muto's batting eighth? Are we really doing... Do we really care about lefty-righty? This is nonsense. This is negligence. This is a fireable offense, this lineup. Bryson Stott batting fifth. You know what's more deplorable than batting Alec Bohm fourth? It's batting Bryson Stott fifth. What is it? Okay, listen. I'm not a Major League Baseball manager. I'm not. But I could fall out of a boat and put together a better lineup than this. I could have my 2-year-old Shetland sheepdog point to names on a piece of paper, and it would be a better lineup than this. And if this fool, and yeah, he is a fool if he runs this lineup out there and then looks deadpan at the camera when the soft-ass Philadelphia sports media questions about this and says, we've had, and actually he did say this today, we've had success with that lineup. I don't know what to say to that. I honestly don't know what to say to this. There's no way you can rationalize this lineup to me. Just in face value, you can't rationalize this lineup. All right? There's no way. There's no planet that you're going to sit there and tell me. First of all, the hard sell of Schwarber batting second. It's almost like we're fighting a losing battle with this. It's been a 4-year conversation, a 4-year fight. Again, this is what about bringing back Schwarber right off the bat is a problem. It's also about bringing Rob Thompson back as manager. It's a problem. We are once again going to misuse the ability of Kyle Schwarber. We're going to put him second in the lineup. Second. We're going to bat a guy that hit 56 home runs. Second. Why are you not maximizing his opportunity to get RBIs? What's so hard about wrapping your Canadian feeble mind around that? You put him in the best spot to pick up RBIs. And the 2-hole is not the best spot. And yes, I understand you only bat second once. I get it. But you maximize his ability at the 4-hole, a power hitter, to pick up RBIs. Not in the 2-hole. Harper third. Yeah, okay, I can live with that. Greatest fears realized. We're definitely going to bat Bohm fourth. What? Why do I feel like this is a prank? This is like America's Funniest Home Videos. Like we're all being pranked, right? This ain't real. There's no way. No, this ain't real. It's just no way. Because there's no way you can justify any of this. And you know what the Philadelphia sports fan has done to their discredit? Begun to try to rationalize this lineup. Begun to try to look at it and be like, you know what? Maybe Alec Bohm does belong batting fourth. Maybe I could see that, right? I can wrap my head around Alec Bohm. What the hell are you talking about? There's no way you can wrap your head around Alec Bohm batting fourth, just like there's no way you can, a sane, rational person who's even seen a baseball can wrap their head around the rationale of batting Kyle Schwarber second. And let's get on the Bryson Stott batting fifth. It is an insult to every 5-hole hitter in the history of Major League Baseball to put Bryson Stott in the 5-hole. Put me in the 5-hole. I would have a better chance. And I would give you more of the production of a number 5-hole hitter. Bryson Stott batting fifth? Come on. Is this a joke? This cannot be real. Man. Oh my God. I just don't. I can't. I was prepared to let bygones be bygones. New season. Let's turn over a new leaf. And this bumbling fool, he's not even in Philadelphia yet, and he's already pissing me off. The team is in transit from Central Florida back to Philadelphia, and they're already pissing me off. The only manager that could do that, the only manager that can send half the fan base into a friggin' frenzy, and we haven't even played baseball yet, is this guy right here. But the homers, and God love them, and I'm not speaking of anybody individually. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to do any of that. We'll try to rationalize this lineup. They'll try to wrap their heads around it. They'll try to make excuses for it. There's absolutely no way. You can't. You can't. This is trash. Then you got Garcia batting sixth, so I can believe Garcia. I mean, I can wrap. Yeah, all right. Let's try him out at six. And then Marsh 7. Okay, that works for me too. And Real Muto batting eighth, and then you're gonna turn it over to Crawford at the 9-hole. So they got 1/3 of this lineup correct. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Elephant in the room, what's going on? I would need to see more. See, again, elephant in the room. I'm not, listen, please don't take this disrespectfully because I don't want to be that guy. All right. But I don't know what you need to see from Bryson Stott because there's nothing he'll ever show me that justifies him batting fifth. That's not what he is. He's got 7-hole hitter written all over him. At 8, actually. 7-8. Yeah. 6-7, 7-8. That's where he's at. There's no planet in this dimension where Bryson Stott should be batting fifth. I don't care what you need to see from him. There's nothing he can show you. Absolutely nothing, unless he's juicing, unless whatever Kepler and Alvarado and Rojas were juicing on is now like part of the Powerade drink inside that clubhouse, and they're all going to start drinking it. You're never going to justify me. Bryson Stott is not a 5-hole hitter. Why are we constantly trying to change what works in baseball? You put your table setters up front, you put your power hitters in the middle, and you put your speedsters in the back. It's been like that for over 200 years. It works like that. Why are we trying to change round peg, square hole? Bryson Stott is not a 5-hole hitter. Just like Alec Boehm's not a cleanup hitter. And just like Kyle Schwarber is a cleanup hitter and not a number 2. This is not molecular science. God damn it. Put together a lineup that passes the baseball IQ eye test. Now, if you want to tinker and tweak as the season progresses, fine. But not out the gates like this. Absolutely disgusting. So no, Elephant Room, I don't see where, I don't know what you're looking for. I don't. I finally might get my wish if Robbie and Sirianni both might not be back for 2027 season. Yes, yes, yes. Canadian feeble-minded. All right, yeah. Kaepernick's probably all fired up. Just remember, Robbie is yes, he is. Yes, he is in the Hall of Fame. You're firing me up. Don Matty must be sitting there going, I want to quit. Is the phone line. So yes, I will open them in a second. Maybe South finds an untraceable run. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's the link there. Maybe this is what the secret juice, pardon the pun. You know, you got 3 players all popping hot for PEDs. Maybe that's the actual philosophy here. We're going to turn you into a 5-hole hitter. We're going to turn you into don't worry about it, Bryson. Drink this. Maybe that's what we're doing. Maybe that's what we're going to do it. I wasn't anywhere. Kaepernick, listen, again. I was excited. I was. I still am. But all right, let's get to the phone line. I will open up the phone lines. You guys know the deal here. Click the link, come on board, and we can talk this. You want to talk whatever you want to talk about. We can talk about that. So obviously the top story is Rob Thompson letting the cat out the bag that he is tempted to go with this opening day lineup that features Trey Turner leading off, Kyle Schwarber batting second, Harper third, Bohm fourth, Stott fifth, Garcia sixth, Marsh seventh, Real Muto eighth, and Justin Crawford batting ninth. Like I said earlier, Friday night, I think it's a 6:35 start up there in Allentown. Zach Wheeler gets the nod for the Iron Pigs against the Toledo Mud Hens. $12 right now, or I think standing room only tickets at Coca-Cola Park. And if you ever, I've been to Coca-Cola Park many times, there's not a bad seat in the house. So standing room is what that is. You can also sit in the bar over there on out there in right field. Yeah, right center field. There's a bar that you can just sit there. You get to check out Zach Wheeler. Man, that's going to be a nightmare, man. Opening day, home opener, and Zach Wheeler pitching for the Iron Pigs on Friday. No baseball here in Philly on Friday, so take the ride up north and check out Zach Wheeler going for the Pigs. I went to Lehigh a couple years back when Harper was there on his rehab stint when he broke his finger, and it was a circus. The game I went to, they weren't ready for that. They weren't ready to handle that type of influx. They did a great job, but minor league baseball is a must see, in my opinion, anyway. And it just gets even better if you add Zach Wheeler to the mix. So, all right, let's get to the phones. Joe Hale joins me. Joe, what's up?
How are you?
Oh, you know.
You're wrong. It's $17 because I just bought a ticket.
Joe, I was looking at tickets not maybe an hour ago. I saw $12.
No, they went up.
Oh, they went up. Are you going? Are you really going to go?
Yeah. I'm making the trip. Me and my
Good
buddy.
for you, Joe. Good for you.
Because my uncle lives in right near Donny Park, so we're gonna go to his house.
Good.
So, I got the best seat. I'm sitting in the bar area.
Yeah, I like seats up there. It's fun.
That is right behind the bullpen.
Yep.
So maybe I get to talk to Zach Wheeler before. So,
ask him about the lineup. Ask him about the friggin' lineup. Ask him if you had any input in that.
In Reading, and then I'll get to the topics. Did you know you can the players walk past you to go to the clubhouse?
In Reading, yes, I did know that.
Yes, it's like that in Lehigh now.
Really?
Yes, they just redid it.
Okay. Well, good. Listen, have you been to Coca-Cola Park before?
Yes.
Oh, so you already know that. I love the way that stadium that park is set up. Very old school look to it. I love it.
I love
it.
the pool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
Over there by the picnic. It's over there by the party area where they have the tables and all that set up. Yeah. No, it's a great. Listen, and it's a cheap ticket. It's a cheap ticket, cheap night out. You get to watch the future stars of MLB.
Yes. The lineup. I love Crawford batting 9th.
Okay.
I love JT batting 8th.
Why do you like JT batting
8th? If there is someone, because that turns the lineup over to Crawford.
So let me ask you this: so you're willing to sacrifice putting Bryson Stott in the 5 hole for moving JT Realmuto in the 8 hole?
Yes.
Well, is this thing contagious? I mean, are you people drinking some? Is there something in the water that you guys are drinking? Yeah. How the hell are you going to sit here and tell me that that's okay?
Well, wait, it's all going to change. If Stott struggles, he'll drop to 7th.
Joe, Bryson Stott has no business in the 5 hole ever. I don't care if he's batting 1,000. I don't care if he's 85 for 85 with 35 home runs and 72 RBIs. He does not belong in the 5 hole. He's not a 5 hole hitter.
What would be your lineup?
Turner, Bohm, Harper, Schwarber, either Garcia or Realmuto 5 and 6, Marsh, Stott, Crawford.
I would go Crawford number 1.
Well, no, that's my lineup for opening day. As you said, things are going to switch. Crawford eventually will go up to that leadoff spot at some point in his career. But I would never, ever, ever put Bryson Stott in the. Listen, I'm just barely getting over opening my eyes in the morning to the realization that Alec Bohm is batting 4th. And now you're going to throw Bryson Stott batting 5th on me?
Maybe. I just thought of that. Maybe it's Mattingly making a lineup. Blame Mattingly. Come on.
No, it's not Mattingly.
No, it is both of them. Because Mattingly said he made the lineup for today. Yes, he did.
Well, okay. He made the lineup for today. What did Rob Thompson take a look at it and say, hey, man, Don, you might be on to something. I'm going to take this and steal it. And this is what we're doing for opening day. Matty was probably like, Rob, hey, man, it was a joke lineup, dude. Don't do that. Please. I didn't really mean this. It's a spring training game. I was not. No.
It's both of them. It's not just him.
Because the manager has the lineup is the manager's 100%. That's his job to create the lineup. To exchange lineups at home plate, he can designate whoever he wants to do that. The lineup is the manager. Have you not seen Moneyball?
Why is fucking Zach Pop on this team? Everybody wants to. There is other people better than him.
He provides you a short-term.
Does he?
He provides you a short-term back end of the bullpen answer. Yes, he does.
No, he does. He is okay. He's your Joe Ross, basically.
Joe Ross to me was a spot starter, long reliever. Pop's got some pop. He can throw hard. Listen, I'm not saying this is for Kirkering, and then once Kirkering comes back, Pop goes back to the minors. And I'm not saying it's going to work either way either. They may have to pull somebody else up. I'm not really concerned about that, honestly. I like the back end of our bullpen the way it is, minus Zach Pop, even minus Kirkering right now. We can weather the storm for a little while that way.
You mentioned a bullpen. Do you put save? Do you put Alvarado 7th?
Are you asking me what I would do as a baseball manager? What Robbie would do? Because there's two different answers here.
What would you do?
What would I do? So Duran would be my closer. I'm telling you, and in a perfect world, if Kirkering was in the we'll talk about Kirkering not being in the bullpen. So I would do Duran as my 9th. I would put Alvarado at 7 and Keller at 8.
So what Kirkering in your bullpen? Do you mix it up?
No, listen, I have not lost faith in Ryan Kirkering. I still think Ryan Kirkering has closer stuff. I still think he's got electric stuff. And I I've said this all year. I've said it ever since he's been here. I don't know if it'll ever be unleashed here in Philadelphia. Maybe he needs to go somewhere where somebody knows what they're doing and can teach him that. Kerkering is a setup guy. Kerkering to me is a closer, but I'll take him in the 8th inning as a setup guy, and then Keller in the 7th, and then I would mix and match Keller and Alvarado in the 7th.
Would you say if Kerkering is struggling? I'm not saying he is. Would you mix him with Keller?
Well, I'd have to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I firmly believe, I still believe in Ryan Kerkering's ability, and I still believe in his stuff.
Check out what Papernick's been saying about the Phillies finishing 3rd, because somebody, I'll find it. Some drunk Phillies fans, someone posted that the Braves are going to finish 1st, and the Mets are going to finish 2nd.
Well,
the Braves just got their, what is it? Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Listen to this. You mentioned the Braves, and we were talking about the Braves yesterday when we were doing our predictions. This is what the Braves are down right now to start the season. Ha-Seong Kim is out till May. Sean Murphy is out till May. Joey Wentz is out all season. Hurston Waldrop is out till about July. Spencer Schwallenbach till about July. And Spencer Strider will be gone probably for the first month. And then, of course, Jackson Profar suspended for the entire year. This is what they're starting out with, the Braves. They got a damn black cloud hanging over that franchise. They cannot stay healthy. So with this is going to put them back like it did last year. They're going to get off to a terrible start like they did last year, and they're going to be out of it by the time they get around to June with this nonsense. And then that's not – can Acuna last the whole season without getting hurt? We'll see. But the Braves are a snake-bitten franchise, and fine. That's another year I don't have to worry about the Braves, honestly.
I think it's going to be the Phillies and the Mets. Phillies win by 5 games.
Now we'll see. Is Rob Thompson still the manager?
Thompson gets fired.
What? April 1st?
No, August.
August. They won't fire him that late. If anything, he'll get the boot in that late May, early June time frame. If they're going to make a change, they're going to make a change then.
And if he gets fired, does Mattingly become manager?
That's why he's here.
Say if he doesn't want it, and he just wants to say he's a bench coach. Is there anybody else out there?
No, because he'd take it. I'm not offering the job to Mattingly long term. I just need you to get me through the season. Come on, Don. Give me a half season. That's all I want from me.
Long term, I would want a Dusty Baker type.
Yeah, long term, we'd have to sit down and really look at that. But to get me through the season, Don Mattingly. I'm not going to. Don has said he does not want to manage anymore long term. I'd be like, listen, I don't want you long term. I just want you for the rest of the season. We'll talk in October. Just get me through the rest of the season.
So, Aiden Moore had another setback today. I don't know if you know.
What did Rob put him? Was he batting 9th in Robbie's new lineup? Is that when he had like an anxiety attack or something?
No, his back is flaring up really, really bad.
What, spasms and stuff?
Yes, they put him on the IL.
Yeah, well, he hasn't.
Lehigh.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually in Lehigh. I don't think he's ever left Florida. He's going to be in Florida for a while.
I mean,
he never had a spring training.
He's gonna, when he's healthy, he's gonna do extended spring training.
Yeah, he's still in Florida, and he won't leave Florida until they clear him to go back. To Lehigh. So,
and
yeah,
Party Boy Stubbs didn't get cleared by anybody.
So they're trying to trade him, and they have till. Well, I mean, they got till tomorrow. I think tomorrow 5 p.m. I don't quote me. I think it's tomorrow 5 p.m. They got to. All the teams have to submit their rosters to Major League Baseball. And they have till then to trade him. If they can't, then they're going to have to DFA him by tomorrow afternoon.
I would like him to come back in Lehigh Valley and work with the young guys.
Do you think if the Phillies DFA him, they don't trade him, but they DFA him, do you think he makes it through waivers without getting claimed?
Yes, I think he comes back.
You don't think anyone's going to claim him?
No. Who do you think claims him?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know because I don't really know his value as a backup catcher. I know, he's got some value at the lower levels. Maybe somebody needs a AAA guy that they can put in their back pocket for later in the season. I don't know. I mean, it really doesn't matter to me either way if he gets claimed. But I guarantee you, our luck, he won't get claimed, and he will take the assignment to come back to the minors for the Phillies. But
I'm okay.
We'll see.
So,
We'll see.
why do the Flyers keep signing these prospects?
What do you mean?
The people,
Nolan Powell, and then Alex Chern. Those guys?
Yes. Why?
Because they're Flyers draft capital. They're property of the Flyers that were drafted, and they had not signed their ELCs yet. They went off to play either in college, they went off to play either in junior hockey somewhere or some other league around the world. And now, after X amount of years, they want to sign them to their ELC and get them into the pro system. That means Cole Knuble, Noah Powell, and Chernick are now going to be part of the Flyers mix at some level, either with the Phantoms or with the Flyers. They're now pro. They're now signed, sealed, and delivered. Their ELC, their 3-year ELC begins right now. It's when you're drafted, you don't have to be signed right away. When you're drafted by a team, you can get stashed away at some other league, and then when you're ready, or when they're ready for you, then you can sign your first contract.
So my next question is, does anybody make it?
To the Flyers?
Yes. Like anybody, do you think there's any good with them? I think Knubel's going to be good.
Yeah, I think Knuble and Chernick both will be good. Chernick has got some speed to him, but he's struggled out. He's a goal scorer, and he's a fast, shifty guy, but he really struggled putting the puck in the net out in Sweden. It might be because of that big ice. I don't know, but all three of them are going to go to Lehigh Valley, and then we'll go from there.
So, there's only one game in the NHL tonight, by the way.
Who's playing?
It's over. Ottawa just beat New York 2-1.
Ooh, that's not good for the Flyers. All right. Joe, listen, I got to let you go, man, but tomorrow night?
Can you do a card review tonight, and that's it?
I will try. I'll try.
Okay.
This phone segment takes a lot of time.
I got you.
I'll try. All right, Joe. All right, Joe Hale. Joe. No, he didn't give him hell, Pavernick. No, he didn't. No, he was telling me that he's okay with Real Muto batting eighth. Yes, please hit like and subscribe. No Joe Ross hate here. Yeah. All three Phillies. Remember that? What was that last year? They signed Romano, whatever, however say his name, Kepler, and Ross. Not one of them worked out. Not one of the Phillies pickups from last offseason worked out. All right, we are at the top of the hour. It's 11 o'clock. Again, remind everybody the conversation tonight is geared totally around. I mean, it's whatever you want it to be, Philadelphia sports related or sports related. We can talk Flyers if you want, Sixers if you want, if you really want, Eagles. But the main conversation is, the reality of running it back, compounded with the reality of Rob Thompson as your manager, with this abomination to nature of a lineup that the Phillies could potentially be going with on opening day. Just a straight embarrassment to the city, to the fans, to the baseball public of America that actually know the game. Just, okay, you want to sell me on Real Muto batting eighth? Fine. All right, you can sell me on that. But you're never going to sell me on Alec Bohm batting fourth. And protecting Alec Bohm in the 5-hole is Bryson Stott. Come on, man. Let's put Rojas in there. I mean, I spent a good portion of last night defending the situation with Dante Nori being in AA. I still believe that. But looking at this lineup, you know what? Bring them all up. I'd rather see Dante Nori batting fifth than Bryson Stott. I'd rather see Gabe Raconis Jr. batting. I'd rather see Aiden Miller and his gimpy back batting fifth than Bryson Stott. It's an absolute embarrassment to the sport of baseball. It's an absolute embarrassment to the city that we got to deal with this. So whatever you guys want to talk about, you can. I'm going to go to Ricky Deal real quick. Ricky, my main man, what is up?
Nice and lay in the bed. Is that comfortable? I'll give you all your blankets. Come in.
All right, Ricky is getting ready for bed. I'll go back. Ricky, hang in there. I'll come back to you, okay? Once you get settled in. I wish somebody did that for me at night. Let's go back to the phones. Peppernick.
You really want to talk to me, don't you? Okay, we're not gonna talk about the lineup. I got to get this off my chest. So, Garrett Stubbs, let's start off. Phillies couldn't trade Alex Baum in this offseason. Is there a bumbling fool manager worse than Robbie or some bumbling fool GM who has a man crush on Garrett Stubbs out there that's going to trade for him? It's just
I don't know.
No, they're right. Come on. They can't trade Alex Baum. I'm not going to trade this dude. This dude's going back because he's Robbie's man crush. And, he's the party boy. And I love Joe. I love Joe Hale. But, Joe, you've been drinking something tonight. I don't know what it is, but I need it. Now, I've been laughed at, mocked, all kinds of stuff, killing Robbie for the last 4 years. When were people going to finally wake up? This guy is a feeble-minded buffoon manager. He's in the Canadian Hall of Fame. Damn. T-ball players can make that. Wiffle ball players from Feltonville, Holland, Kensington, Mayfair can make the Canadian Hall of Fame. This guy is Don Matty. I'm telling you, if Don Matty, look, if he made that lineup today, third place. I have more faith in the Braves winning the division than the Phillies. With all their players injured because of one person. One. Robbie.
Yeah, keep going, Papa. I got nothing, man.
The guy can't make a sandwich. Come on. Don Mattingly, if this is true what Joe said, he made that lineup. Fourth place. 70 wins. Bryce Harper cries his way out of Philly. The whole deal is just going to shit the bucket all at one time. Now, Now, Garcia should be batting fourth. Baum fifth. Sixth, you're going to have to go with Marsh because Robbie's he ain't going to do 3 lefties in a row. So Marsh is sixth. 7, JT. Stott, right where he belongs. Yeah. At number 8. But wait a second. Schwarber's got me sitting there going, "Damn, I'm glad Robbie listens to me." Harper's ready looking at houses somewhere else because he's going to start complaining. He got nobody protecting him. Oh boy, Harper needed Eugenio Suarez last year. He didn't have a 50 home run guy in front of him. He had an 11 home run guy behind him till he got traded to Seattle first, Naylor, and he had Marte who only had 19 home runs for the whole year protecting you. And you had 34 to 36 home runs. And all I hear is Harper cry. And I'm going to use your word. The Harper homers are going to protect this guy till, man. You know what, Matty? I've been off for the last, since Friday was my last day of work. I've been off. So I just stayed in my house all weekend and relaxed. And today, this just made my day to know that this fool, if he runs this out, it's going to make my day on April 1st to prove to people he's a moron. He is a complete and utterly moron.
Listen, if you want to run this lineup out for the final spring training game of the year, that's fine. But opening day, you're going to replace the spot out batting fifth?
He said it could. Look, it don't happen that first. If it just happens one time this year, I just need that. Look, it's like I always tell my buddy. Something only has to happen one time to say it can so I know it can happen again. All it has to happen is one time. That's all I want. I don't care if it's the first day, the last game, whatever. That just proves my point that anything can effing happen. And Don Mattingly's part of this. Oh man,
I don't believe that.
Well, okay. Well, if he's not, listen. I hope not. I hope he didn't give Don. Maybe Don was just maybe tinkering around. Well, if Don's tinkering around, I get that. But the manager to say, well, this could be
the lineup belongs to the manager. That's his job.
Yeah, but remember what I was telling you? Is Don really running the team?
That's a good point.
I mean, this is going to if they seriously run Stott out there at number 5. Does somebody see something that me, you, and everybody else, without the blinders on? Do they see like RBI guys, him and Marsh having like 100 RBI season? Bob Harper can't have 100 RBI season. Bob came close. He's had 290 RBI season. He's had, Harper's never had 90 RBI season. He's only had 80s and 100, and Bob's had 290. 90 plus RBI season. So, but he's got to bat 5th in this lineup. Garcia, look, if there's a guy who might come back, has the potential because he's done it before, is Garcia. He's hit 30 plus home runs a couple times in his career. So, look, if he can give you 25 home runs and 85 to 90 RBI, 85, 90 RBI, that's fine. And Harper better hit 30 home runs. He better hit 30 home runs. He hit 27 last year with Bob behind him and everybody else. Oh, man. I'm telling you, man.
If they have Alec Bohm protecting him all season long, Harper's going to hit 21 home runs.
Well, he hit 27 last year.
Right. He's going to hit 21 home runs and drive in about 40 runs.
Well, yeah. And you know what? Look, and I love Harper, but look, that's one contract we can get off of because they screwed up by not signing Pete Alonso and bringing the one-trick pony back, and Harper's got to play 140 games at first base this year instead of playing 100 games at first base or maybe 62 games at first base and let Pete play the other 100 and giving Harper a break and let him be healthy for the playoffs. Oh, that's right. The postseason is where they don't show up in. And they got the manager who might run this. If this lineup gets hot, if this lineup wins the first game, I guarantee it's going to be like that for the next 3 weeks to a month. He'll be running this lineup out there with Stott. Stott only needs one hit. I'll put you like this. It's like the Cincinnati Bengals with Marvin Lewis and their head coach. All you have to do is win one playoff game. You got a job for life. Marvin made that guy made the Super Bowl a couple years. He'll never be fired. All Stott has to do is get one hit, and he'll never move from number 5. Robbie will keep him there. He'll think it's like the heavens opening up. It's a glorious moment, and people at the bank, they will sit there like sheep, most of them, and be like, "Oh, this is great." Little do they know, it's going to crash down.
I mean, I don't even know where you. I don't even know where to start thinking how this was concocted. Like who put Bryson Stott that hit?
Well, you know what it must have been. He must have been sitting there going. He must have been pulling names out of a hat. All right, we know the top because he don't change the top 3. So, and Bomb's about 85 to 90%. The number 4 here most of the time, 90%. So we'll say Bomb. So anything below Bomb is interchangeable. So Robbie's like Stott's in the contract year or whatever it is. He's going to make some money. He's going to have a big year. He's going to light it up. He's going to give us 50 RBIs, 12 home runs at the number 5 spot and bat 244. My day, you know what? I hope people will finally come with me. I'm like Jim Jones, except I'm not going to give you the juice to drink to kill yourself. Just follow me to the light to get Robbie out of Philly, please. Just and people think they're going to win the division with this fool. I'll put you like this: if they win the division, it wouldn't shock me. To win anything else, no, ain't happening.
That's the problem, right?
Hey, well, because I'll go back to what I always say: the blueprint, 2023. Just throw junk, and the affection kicks in. Now, Nick Castellanos in here, but you never know. Stop might be the number 5 in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, good God, I do Castellanos right now. He's batting fifth.
At least he would drive. At least
Lord.
Oh, this is you can't. JT and what? Joe, you like JT batting 8th?
Yeah, I mean, I can't.
It
was all that the lineup was messed up with. Then okay, I'll live with that. But this is just a cherry on top batting him down the 8-hole.
Who pitched today anyway for him?
Luzardo.
Okay. The one thing I didn't say yesterday, I'm glad that guy Daniel Roberts is doing good. The guy collapsed. Yeah, that I'm glad he's doing well. How'd Luzardo pitch? 'Cause I didn't see the game.
I think they lost like 7-0, but Luzardo only went like 3 innings.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're just trying to stretch them out now. That's all they're doing, whether they win or lose. And man, I'm telling you, you know what? Al's not on Friday night, is he?
Yeah,
he'll be here. Will he be on Friday? Because I want to hear. I want to hear if they run this lineup out there. I don't care win or lose. I want to hear what he has to say. I want to hear what the guys on Sunday got to say. I wish they'd let me call in on Sundays. Oh, hey, and I've known Mike for 30 years. I mean, man, just. See this, as I tell people when they let me do something, this is on you. Like when my job gives me the keys to the plow to go start plowing snow, that's on you. You giving me this opportunity to vent and get my heartburn to go away. Oh, that's great. I love it. This is the best time of my life. I could just. Because my buddy who I grew up with defends Harper like he's been married to him for the last 65 years, and I tell him I've told him this. I can't debate with him. I said, listen, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to agree with you till after the season's over, when the Phillies are out of the playoffs. Then I will bash or whatever Harper, talk positively, whatever, because I can't. I should get him to come on here. You and him, it's like I'm telling you, he shuts me up. He shuts me up because I can't do it with him.
Yeah, those are special types of people. Where you're just like, what? I can't believe I'm not to say to that. You're looking at a lineup that has Bryce Stott. I don't know. I never thought I'd ever have friends that watch not good.
Oh, this is great. And he is the most level. My friend is probably the most level-headed person I know, Matty. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, level-headed, smart, everything. But if somewhere along the way he done bumped his head, I told him, Harper's the only pro athlete you are not allowed to criticize. And I criticize everybody. He makes it clear to me. You're not allowed to criticize him. I'm like, what? I'm an equal opportunity smack talker to every player in any sport that stinks. But if they're playing well, I'll positively tell them they're doing well. Except Robbie or Nick Sirianni. If they could both be fired, they could win the World Series and the Super Bowl, and I would have fired both 5 minutes later. They'd be gone. Pink slip here. Thank you for your contribution, and you can go.
Listen, I gotta go.
I'm gonna let you go.
This is not a good way to get this thing started in terms of the baseball week. It's the best week of my life and opening day, and I got to Bryce to stop batting fifth.
What time's that game on opening day? Because I work at 3 o'clock. That's why.
3 o'clock. 3 o'clock.
I got to put it on my phone. I got this site. I'm got to watch it on my phone. I got this site that I pay for, and I get to watch everything for what I pay for.
And that's what I do too. That's what I do too.
Well, I got this thing called NUFU, and I get everything. It's it's like 124 for the whole year, and I got it, and I watch everything because I want to watch the Eagles and the Phillies mainly, but I get to watch everything else. You know? Yep. All right, man. You have a good night. I will try to get on tomorrow because you come on late, so I'm home tonight because I'm off. But tomorrow it's kind of tough, maybe because of I'm at work and I'm getting ready to leave when you're just about that time, about 11:15.
Well, I'm here, so you're more than welcome to hop on, Pepper.
All right, you have a good night. Thank you for letting me vent, and I appreciate it. And Joe,
sorry about that. I cut you off there, Peppernick. Just taking another shot at Joe Hale. Listen, he's speaking the truth. All right. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any. Now, there's no guarantee that this is what the lineup will be opening day. Again, maybe this is maybe the backlash will reach Rob Thompson before Thursday at 3 o'clock. He's like, well, I can't do this. I can't. I'm not gonna lend any credence into what the lineup was today for the final spring training game. I'm not, and I don't put any credence into what any of the lineups are for the spring training games. But Thursday's not a spring training game, and Rob Thompson doubled down and said this might be the lineup that I use. Now, hopefully, he was referring to the top 3 and not anything more than that. I that's all I guess I can hope for. But you're just never going to talk me into Bryson Stott batting 5th. Just like you're never going to be able to talk me into Alec Bohm batting 4th. It's just not going to happen. Same thing with Kyle Schwarber batting anywhere but 4. It's just baseball. That's all it is. And you think you can reinvent the game? And we're going to start the turnstile of the lineup right off the bat? I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, let's head to the phones for one more caller. Ricky, I'm sorry I had to put you on hold, but thank you for sticking around. What's going on tonight, man?
And go Flyers.
Go Flyers, Ricky. Tomorrow night, they're back at it against the Columbus Blue Jackets. They got a pretty big hill to climb. A lot of teams in front of them. 11 games left, something like that. Ricky, I think 96 points is what's going to take to get the Flyers into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the Flyers can get 96 points?
Mm-hmm.
That's 16 more points than they have right now. You think they can do that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've been playing like it lately, and hopefully that they can continue the mojo going. Big game tomorrow night. Matter of fact, these are all big games. They can't afford to lose any of them, and that's where we're at right now. Our playoffs have already begun for the Flyers. They got to keep rolling, and they got to keep winning. They got to keep doing what they got to do. And I don't know, Ricky. I think it's too big of a hill, based primarily on the fact that they're in the Eastern Conference. Now, if they were in the West, yeah, we're in. We're making the playoffs, but there's just too many good teams in the East right now. It's too close. I just think it's too big of a hill to climb, man.
Mm-hmm.
was that a mm-hmm?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ricky. You ready for the Phillies season to start?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like Bryson Stott batting 5th in the lineup?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, Ricky. Ricky, come on, man. Don't do this to me. It's too late at night to do this to me. Ricky, how can you? Okay. If you had your choice between Bryson Stott batting 5th and JT Realmuto batting 5th, who would you take?
Mm-hmm.
Diplomatic answer, and that's what Ricky's good for. All right, man. Listen, Ricky, thank you for waiting around. Tomorrow night, Same place, same station. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Have a good night, Ricky. All right, Ricky Deal. Forever the diplomat. Forever the diplomat. All right. All right. As listen, we're probably going to forego the other night segment again. I'm sorry. I just don't have time. It's running out of you guys. These phone segments are great, and I'm not going to stop doing them, but they suck a lot of time, especially if I'm going on an hour later. But let's get into. I promised Joe we'll do the card. We will do the card segment. So let's get that going here as we kind of wrap the show up here tonight. All right, yeah, MattyB's card review tonight. We're back in the more digital age, the more recent past, 2025 tops. We're back to, and if you were tuned in yesterday to the Fighting's Final preview show, we talked about our predictions around MLB. We gave our division winners, we gave our wild card teams, and one of my wild card teams in the American League is the team that this player plays for that we're going to talk about here tonight, and it's a team that right now that has been, languishing in the depths of mediocrity and terribleness for a long time. But throughout the course of the last 5 or 6 years, they've really done a great job in assembling some young, really good talent. And that talent is now starting to take hold at the major league level. And it's the A's, right? It's the A's. And we're going to talk about tonight's card is the reigning American League Rookie of the Year, actually. So let's talk about his it's Nick Kurtz, and this is his 2025 Chrome Tops Update Series card, his rookie debut card, not his rookie card. Again, we have multiple levels of rookie cards now in the baseball card world. This is his rookie debut card. As you can see down there on the date there, it says April 23rd, 2025. That's when he debuted. Kurtz represents the future of this game. He's an amazing young player to go along with Jacob Wilson, to go along with about 3 or 4 other players out there in Oakland and Sacramento. That they got a very talented, very good young lineup, and I do believe that they're going to find their way into the playoffs at some point this year. This is also a refractor of the card, so this is like all the bells and whistles that you're looking for in a card that could yield some big time payday a little bit later on, as hopefully Nick Kurtz's career begins to take off, right? He builds upon the Rookie of the Year. It's a Chrome. It's also part of the Topps Update Series. It's a rookie debut card. It's a rookie card. And it's also a refractor. So it's got everything going for it right now. And currently this card, as it sits as is right now on a reputable site that I look at, as a PSA 10, this card's over $100 right now. As a PSA 9.5, we're about 50, PSA 9, 23, PSA 8, 10, and then down to the ungraded variety is still sitting at about a $6 value currently. And this is a card that came out last year. So this is definitely one of the cards that if you're lucky to come across, is one of those cards you stick away and you just wait and pray to God that Nick Kurtz turns out to be the next Aaron Judge. Because this could be worth some serious money a little bit later down the line. But you could also move it now if you feel, inclined to. I have multiples of this card. I actually have 4 of these cards. So I'm sitting in a good spot with it. But you know how I feel about Update Series. You know how I feel about Chrome. You know how I feel about Tops. And you know how I feel about Refractors. This has got it all going for you. And again, it's a rookie card and a rookie debut card. So this is the one card you want to get. The variety or the variant card that you want to get for a young athlete, and especially the reigning American League Rookie of the Year. So there you have it. Nick Kurtz's Topps Update 2025 Update Series Chrome rookie card / rookie debut card. And here it is. And refractor, by the way. Here it is in its physical form right here. So there you go. There it is. Turn around the back. It's card number USC 180. And there's the back. So there you have it. One of them cards, you stick away, and hope the money machine keeps a turning. And that was your card of the night. All right. So we are going to say adios for the evening. I do want to thank everybody for joining in, all the contributors, Papernick, all the callers, Joe Hale, Ricky Deal, everybody that chimed in. I appreciate your time. Listen, the reality is they are running it back. And again, as I've said, that's a reality that I've accepted. It's a reality that I understood going into this offseason. I wanted to see a little bit of an infusion of young players. And I've seen that a little bit, right? I do like the Justin Crawford thing. But the double down this today of the announcement that Rob Thompson will be running out a lineup that features Bryson Stott batting 5th, Alec Bohm batting 4th, and JT Realmuto batting 8th, and Kyle Schwarber batting 2nd, has taken me back right to where I was back in October when the Phillies walked off the field after losing to the Dodgers. Back in that lost mode of despair and hopelessness when it comes to this baseball team. So I don't know if that's Robin intimated that might be the lineup they go with on opening day. Nothing set in stone. Perhaps the backlash will reach him from the fan base that this will be absolutely unacceptable in any universe to herd Bryson Stott out in the 5-hole. Protecting, or I guess it's Bohm protecting Stott. Is that how this is? Or Stott protecting Bohm? I don't even know. I don't even know how to. I never thought I'd have this problem. I never thought I'd have to talk about this. Oh man, but that might be what the reality is. I hope it ain't. So we'll have to wait and see as we're getting closer and closer and closer to opening day. And aside from the lineup, opening day is a great day. It is. I'm just being part of this body. Listen, Papernick, that's thank you first and foremost. I appreciate that. This is not the kumbaya hour, right? The kind of person I am, throwing my arm around you and saying, let's all be positive. That's just not me. And that's not sports. Sports are conflicting opinions. Sports are debates. Sports are tiny little arguments, but sports are not personal, right? You leave that for what it is. It's entertainment. And then when I created this network, I created this network with that in mind. You can ask all the other guys. There's no to be part of what we do here on the It's a Wrap Sports Network, and as far as on-air talent, their opinions don't have to match mine. Matter of fact, I prefer that they don't. Right? This is not about me presenting my narrative and making sure that everybody has that same approach. Everybody's different, and this network is an open forum for all types of sports fans. The controversial, the positivity, the kumbaya crowd, whatever you are. I hope that you find a spot here. If it's not with me, fine. If it's with Al, great. If it's with Mike, if it's not with them, if it's me, whatever. But it's to open up this thing wide open and present different environments for different folks, and that's the mantra here, right? I'm not concerned whether or not my ideals or the way I go about things fit what Al's doing, and Al shouldn't, and he's not concerned about his ideals about where I'm going. That's not what this is. This is about people being individuals and presenting sports the way they want to present them. And I know that that's different. Not everybody's going to take to that. People are not going to like my narrative. People are not going to like my style, but they might like Al's, or they might like Mike's. They might not like Mike or Al, but they like me. And that's kind of what this is about. And this is how that's how we go about our business here. And I'm glad that you found a spot. And I know you go to all the shows, and I know you patronize them all. So thank you for that. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to take your mind off of what really matters in life. Not this. This stuff don't matter, but what really matters, we're here to entertain. And one of the things that, and I'll leave everybody on this note, when I got the idea to get into this business, which was in 2020, during the quarantine. Lifelong WIP listener, obviously, never called ever in my life up until 2020. And when the world stopped in 2020, and my personal world, I was recently retired from the Army, like literally just got out during the quarantine. I was going through a divorce, sitting in an empty house with no job, no prospects of a job, right? Because the world had stopped. And nothing was on, and the world had stopped on the outside too because of the quarantine. But one thing that didn't stop, and that was what WIP presented on a daily basis to get through the quarantine. They were there. They were there live. They were there new. They were there fresh every day, keeping people entertained and trying to keep people's minds off of the way the world was at that particular moment in time. And that really resonated with me. It motivated me to get into this business myself. And along the way, over the last 6 years, meeting the people that I've met, getting the opportunities that I've gotten from Al and from other people that I've had the privilege of working with, has landed me here and in this position. So, again, thank you. And I'm glad that you're finding something to keep your mind off of what really matters. So again, thank you, Papernick. And thank you everybody else who definitely supports us here on the It's a Wrap Sports Network. So I want to leave you guys tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we got a little bit busier day. The Gridiron Weekly will be back at 6 o'clock. I will be back at 10 along with the Clear the Ice program. So we're going to do a 2 for tomorrow night. So we probably won't get into the other night segment either again tomorrow, but we'll eventually get around to it. But we'll try to entertain as well tomorrow night. So until we talk again tomorrow, guys, have a great rest of your night. And yeah, I'm out of here.